episode of the Questing Guild. I'm your host Alexander Zbeta, and today we're going to be talking about what adventures should you run for your first time playing D&D. Now there's a plethora of pre-written adventures out there for you to run for your first time playing, or you can just write your own adventure. But if you've never played the game before, this is your first time DMing, or you have first time players, then you may want to go with something that's pretty easy and pretty simple to play. Luckily, there are plenty of starter sets out there to get your foot in the door. So let's talk about the two that are the most prominent in the D&D community. The first one is called the Dragon of Icespire Peak, which I've played with my current group. The Dragon of Icespire Peak takes place in a town known as Phandalin. Close to this town is an orcish stronghold which has been taken over by an ice dragon. Because the dragon has taken over the orcish home, the orcs are now wandering and trying to find a new home and pose a threat to the local villagers. Not only that, but the dragons have disrupted the local wildlife, with monsters roaming around the town and attacking innocent civilians. The players will be hired by Town Master Harbin Wester, who will ask them to take care of the orcs, the dragon, and plenty of other quests within the village. This is a pretty easy adventure for you and your players to get into. It has plenty of fun quests, plenty of fun monsters, and a lot of the NPCs are pretty interesting. For example, there's one mission where the players are hired to go into an ancient dwarven fortress that's haunted by a banshee. And that fortress has a pretty cool history to it that's really fun to explore, and the fight that ensues is pretty fun. Plus, this adventure is built to get your players from level 1 to level 6 pretty easily. By the time they fight the final boss, which is the White Dragon, then your players should be at level 6 and ready to go off on different adventures. The next adventure, which is great for beginner players, is the Lost Mines of Phandelver. In the Lost Mines of Phandelver, the party is hired by a trio of dwarves that have discovered an ancient mine that used to be used by dwarves and gnomes. The dwarves will ask the players to explore the mine and get rid of any threats that still lurk in there. That way the dwarves can later go in and profit off of it. Right from the beginning, the players will be thrust into action, having to fight goblins, explore an ancient dungeon, and avoid traps. What's pretty cool about this adventure is that it's broken up into 4 chapters, and so you can play this game over 4 sessions and then quickly move on to another adventure. Not only that, but if your players don't feel comfortable creating their own characters or role-playing just yet, this adventure comes with pre-written characters that your players can easily take up. And while there is more of a narrow goal with the players having to clear the mine, there's still plenty of interesting NPCs and side quests that the players can do in this game. And by the time the players finish this adventure, they should be at level 5, which will allow them to move on to other stories. So there you have it, 2 adventures for beginner D&D players that will ease them into the game. Now remember that while these are pre-written adventures, you as a dungeon master can still take liberties with a lot of things and add in new things or take in things that you don't find interesting. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Questing Guild, and until next time, best of luck on your adventures, traveler.